Hi, welcome to my channel Story Garden. In today's episode, I actually wanted to discuss and share a couple of anecdotes from my own journey and talk about what I have learned from those two specific instances and see how I'm able to use those learnings today and benefiting, and obviously encourage all of you also to share your own experiences based on what you hear from my journey. So to give you a little background about me, I acquired vision impairment by birth. So when I was growing up, like many millions of Indians, I'm also a great fan of cricket. And every day I used to wait for newspaper to arrive at my home, and I used to catch almost the newspaper from the delivery boy and run to my mother to say, please read this newspaper to me so that I can follow what's happening in cricket. For example, if it's a test match happening, I would run and say please read it out to me what happened in yesterday's test match. And my mother used to say, yes, I want to read this newspaper to you, but do you want me to first read newspaper or do I cook? Being a hungry child, I always wanted to say, please read, but I always said, please cook. I don't think I had a choice then. Anyway, to cut the long story, I used to really get frustrated with the whole waiting. How long do I wait? Because what used to happen is, my mother never could read newspaper to me in the morning. So she always used to say, okay, you come back from the school and I will read it out to you. So the whole day, I used to wait for that reading opportunity with my mom, where she would read out the newspaper to me, and that used to weigh me down as a child. So I will share later on what I learned, but this weighing down used to be on my mind and think why I am not able to do things when I want to do things. But I learned an important lesson from this episode of how to wait. Is waiting just a very passive exercise, or is it something very active exercise? I will share that my learnings once I shared my second episode. Being a visually impaired, I used to, and even now a lot of visually impaired actually depend to write exams on scribes. The scribe is the one who writes exams. They read out the paper, we dictate the answer, and the scribe would write the answer paper. So one day I think it was in graduation, and it was one of my favorite subjects, political science. I was already read whatever I could do. Preparation was fine. I love subject, and I think more than I love the subject, I in fact liked the lecturer, the way he used to put his heart and soul in teaching us, and I wanted to really write that paper very well. I went to the hall and I did not have my scribe. I waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. My scribe has not come. So I started in my mind, intuitively my ability to wait has kicked in and started doing something in my head. But in the meanwhile, my friends and other people who had no exam that day started scouting for a scribe. So to cut the long story again, I got my scribe when about 45 minutes left for the examination. So in 45 minutes, I had to write the paper. And let me now explain what has happened because of these two instances. Now looking back in my life, reflecting now, I can see the one thing that got built in me, in my muscle. And I actually heard this from many people at my workplace, that how did you develop that ability to wait for your turn? What do you do when you are having to wait? In my job, because as I said in my first video, we work for persons with disability, and we specifically work on livelihoods for persons with disabilities, and a lot of times we have to wait to open up one job, or wait to change the mindset of a stakeholder. So let me talk to you about what I really, reflecting on those two anecdotes that I shared, what I did really learn about the paper episode. I think while I was waiting the whole day, yes, it used to weigh me down with the burden of not able to read, a frustration about not being able to read the paper. But guess what? Actually, a creative process used to happen in my head. Throughout the day, while I was coming back from the school or during the lunch period at the school, I used to imagine what my mother would be reading in the newspaper today. If Sachin would score century, how that sentence would have been written. Things like that. I used to build my own imagination, and that used to build a lot of anticipation for me to come and read the newspaper. That gave me a skill of visualizing something and how I would others put, how the others write or whatever it could be. Learn to visualize from my experience of waiting. Second one, I think a very critical one during the examination, how did I write that paper in about, for just 45 minutes, which otherwise is a 2.5 hours examination. In fact, in that exam, I actually scored very well. I think if I remember correctly, I scored around 93 on 100 or something like that, because while I was waiting, I learned a muscle to think about when my scribe comes, how would I use that short time to be able to write the exam. I was already guessing if it is just half an hour, if he comes in half an hour, how much can I attempt? If he comes, say, the scribe would come, say, 45 minutes, only left for the exam to end, then what would I do? So I was learning to rethink, calibrate, think about the answers, how I would give, how precise I can be, because I don't have luxury of time, so that the scribe can actually write. Guess what? My planning worked out that day. I really learned how to say things very precisely, to the point, what is required, left out what is not required. I think those are the things that today I really cherish in my meetings. Why I want to share with all of you this is because a lot of times at our work, we really have to wait. It could be in a meeting, sometimes you don't get a chance to speak because somebody else is talking. You have no idea how to interrupt. Yes, it's very important to be assertive and put forth your point, but there will be instances where you will have to wait for your turn. When you have to wait for your turn, what do? Is it just waiting passively? No, I think from my experience, I actually learned how to visualize when I say things, how would I say that? Or, as I am listening to them, I also developed this muscle of saying, how do I put this? I think this is what happens. A lot of times we succeed, sometimes we don't succeed. But I think I wanted to, talk about this because in order to harness our potential, we actually a lot of times don't think about this muscle of able to act, though you have to wait for a long time. I think that's the important lesson that I learned during the very, I had experienced these two experiences in my childhood, and today I am able to see who I am or what I am, how I am able to do my work because of these experiences. I hope you like this anecdote and you will share. I'm sure you will have plenty of examples how you are able to use your waiting time effectively and use it creatively. Do share it in your comments. If you like such videos, please like this video and also subscribe so that you will actually get to know when I publish my next video. Hoping to see all of you on Story Garden. Thank you so much.